Hello, everybody. It's that time again of the 2 years where we have a major international football competition, and it's the World Cup in America, Mexico, and Canada. That controversial one that's been lingering on the horizon for a few months now, suddenly here, and we're all hoping it goes to plan. Um, we're going to concentrate on the performances on the pitch. I'm going to try and avoid everything going around it because that's quite a deep topic to get into. I know this video. I don't know if people expected it to come. I guess in the back of your minds you expected it to come, but I was never going to let you down, guys. Was I? Here it is. I have. I'm just getting over a virus, so I'm extremely nasal. But to be honest, this is still the best time I've got to record the video. I've got Toby lying on my feet. He's chilling. It's not too warm today, but warm enough, so he's just here for some moral support, I guess. Probably wondering what I'm doing with this cool headset on that I haven't pulled out for ages. Remember those streaming days? They're not gone. They're just on pause, okay? Just a little secret out there for you guys. So England will go into this tournament with extreme confidence. No, we won't. I'm quite nervous about England, to be honest. I know there's a lot of pressure on Tuchel in his first tournament. He's already upset a lot of people with his squad selection. I would have picked a different squad. I know a lot of you guys would have picked a different squad. Um, the players themselves, some of our players have had good seasons, but far less than we've had going into previous tournaments. It's also going to be very hot, and I know, in typical fashion, it's going to be hot for both teams. However, there are some teams that are going to be a lot more beneficial with the heat than us, so I don't think that's going to help us either. But other than that, I see no reason why we're not going to win it. As we go through this bracket, I'm sure we'll cruise to the final. We won't have any difficult opposition like usual, and we'll be lifting it come the end of July. So that'll be nice. So basically, this is just going to be how are we going to do it? So I believe we go through the groups in order. I'm going to grab a pen because I believe this third place thing might get messy. So I might have to make some notes on that. So Group A, the big one everyone's been talking about: Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and the Czech Republic. So Mexico are a host nation. I do believe that they are going to have the place absolutely rocking because I think they have all three games in their home national stadium. I don't think they go into America for their group games, which is crazy. So that's going to be a big advantage to them. South Africa, Korea, and the Czechs. I do think Mexico will win this group. How do I do this? There we go. Mexico win the group. I think the Czech Republic will come second. I think Korea will come third, and South Africa fourth. And I think Korea will get 3 points against South Africa. So I'll put that down. Group B, again, another massive group that doesn't really look like a World Cup group at all. Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, and the Swiss. Um, yeah. Again, home advantage for Canada is probably going to help, but I don't think they're as good as the Swiss. So I'm going to say the Swiss win the group. Canada, baby, will come second ahead of Bosnia and Qatar. And again, I think Bosnia will get 3 points. This is going well to separate them all. Group C, one of the home nations finally turns up, and quite frankly going to be very difficult for them to progress. Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Brazil Morocco, I think, is probably the first interesting game of the tournament. It's quite a drab start. Well, I mean, the World Cup, everyone just gets excited, so any match is going to be crazy. But in terms of a big hitting match, Brazil Morocco is the first big game of the tournament, I believe, and Brazil will win this group. Uh, Maybe not confidently, but I mean, Haiti. I mean, good luck to them. Scotland might put up a bit of a fight, and I think Brazil against Scotland will be a very, very good game. But um, it's just what can Scotland do against these two? can they put up a fight against them? I do think Morocco will come second and Scotland will come third. Scotland are going to have to hope that they're going to have to smash Haiti and try not. They could get a point out of those two games. Do I give Scotland the benefit of the doubt with old John McGinn? You know, they've got some absolute beasts of the game in there. They've got Scott McTominay in there. They've got Lawrence Shankland up front, who I'm sure is going to win the Golden Boot. uh, yeah, I'm gonna put 3 points again. I'm hoping some point in this group, I'm not gonna put 3 points down for someone, but we'll do that for now. USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Um, wow, that is not easy to predict. That is not. Jeez. So maybe Canada, America could easily win this group, you know, which is an absolute disgrace to say. But they could because they haven't been given anybody there of too high a note. And now I've got a bit of a reputation for predicting Turkey results on this channel from the last World Cup. Or the Euros, I can't remember what tournament it was. But um, I think I'll give them their dues this time. I think they'll win this group, Turkey. I think the rest of the opposition is quite weak. I think USA second, Australia third, Paraguay fourth. Teddy, my man, I don't know if Australia are going to have enough points there. I think I'm going to put Australia with 2 points there. I think that's going to be a very dead group. I think there's going to be a lot of draws between these sides. Right, Group E, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Interesting. I think Germany will win the group, that's for sure. Now the Ivorians or the Ecuadorians is going to be where it's going to be interesting. Ecuador will beat the Ivory Coast. And the Ivory Coast will have 3 points because they're going to beat Curacao. Group F, probably the most interesting group so far. I quite like this one. Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Sweden will be manned by Victor Lindelof in the centre of the park, so I see no reason why they won't comfortably win this group. The Dutch will win this group. I don't think they're in the strongest form they've ever been, but they should have enough to win this group. But this is going to get very messy very quickly because these are some very good sides here. This is definitely a group of Death Star group. This is. Japan always play a good style of football at these tournaments. I'm going to put them in order. I think Sweden are in trouble here. I'm going to put Sweden for a point. I don't think Sweden are firing at all. I know they've got Gyökeres. I know they've got Isak and players like that, but they are not firing as a team, and I don't think they're going to get enough here. I think they are going to be a team in trouble to get out of that group. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Okay. Well, a midfield of Onana and Tielemans is going to powerhouse anybody towards international glory, I would have thought. So Belgium are going to win this group. Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Iran, of course, coming into this tournament with a lot of question marks around them if they would even show up. Don't think they're going to have enough to beat Egypt. But can they beat New Zealand? Probably. Put 3 for them down. Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Yes. Spain win the group. Comfortably. Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Cape Verde, and the Saudi team gets 3 points. France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. Another group that I'm quite interested to see. Norway have Haaland, they have Odegaard, and they have generally a lot of decent players. And they are going to be one of the best minor nations in this tournament. I'm confident they will be underdogs. And they will be a threat to big teams. They are one to avoid for sure in these games. France will win the group though. France do have a very, very good squad as usual. And then it's the case of Senegal or Norway. And in a game like that, it's going to be very difficult to call. It is going to be extremely hot, as we're saying, and Norway are not going to be as favoured by that as Senegal are, for sure, based on their local climates. Having said that, I do think Norway will cause more of a threat to France and could even get something of France if they really play. Iraq, I can't see them getting any result. So I will give Senegal another 3 points there. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan. That's quite drab. I don't really know what to say about that. Messi, all the way. Algeria and Jordan. I think that could be a very messy group. No, I'm going to put Algeria at 2 points. Group K, Portugal. Oh my goodness. Congo. Wow. No. Sorry, I can move them. Portugal will win this group. We'll put them underneath Congo for now. Portugal will win this group. Then Colombia. Congo are being stubborn as hell, and I respect them. There we go. Portugal will win the group. Colombia will come second. Congo or Uzbekistan. I know it's a big call, but I do think they're going to draw. And I think Congo will have better goal difference for no reason. But they won't have many points, which is a shame. Another big group to watch. England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Here we are then. Time to get started. We watched all of these Muppets play, and it comes down all the way to the final group to actually get some football started. We're going to cruise it, I think. No, in all seriousness, though, I do think this is quite a favourable group for England. I think Croatia are a team that we have played so many times, and they are nowhere near their best anymore. A lot of their players have aged a lot. Their golden generation has evaporated. None of their past it, or no, not even the team at all. So England will beat Croatia. Ghana will be the most interesting of the three, I think, because they're a sort of entity we don't know much about. They do have Antoine Semenyo from Manchester City. That is definitely a player who is a major threat and has been one of the best players in the Premier League this season. That on its own terms should not be enough to create Ghana being a threat to England in general, because I don't think Ghana's general setup will be amazing. And then Panama, again, they are not really a team that we know a lot about, but their style is likely to be more whack it up the front sort of stuff. I can't imagine Panama would be a team that knocks it about, like playing on an ice rink, but I could pleasantly be surprised, I think. England will win the group. I could confidently say that. Croatia, Ghana, Panama. I think Ghana have the best chance of being able to upset someone here. But they won't, because Croatia will still have enough know-how. So we'll go like that. But I will put Ghana to have 3 points. So based on what I've written down, I've got Senegal. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I've got Senegal to go through. I've got Iran to go through. Got Korea to go through. I've got Australia to miss out. Just shame. Algeria to miss out. Ivory Coast. Yep. Sweden. No. Scotland, yes. Congo, yes. Saudi Arabia, yes. Bosnia, yes. No. Congo's a no, sorry. Ghana's a yes. There we go. That's what I've got down. Big knockouts, baby! Oh my goodness me. It would be Germany against Scotland in the last 32. I love it. I love it. That would be amazing start. John McGinn really gets stuck in there. They toss it up. Scott McTominay gets a header in, and the Scots are winning in Boston. I'd love to see Scotland win that. I know we have a rivalry with Scotland, and for God's sake, I don't want them to go further than England because they would never ever support us. But just for the entertainment value, I would love to see it. I can't see it though. Germany will win that game. France against Saudi Arabia. That's going to be a French win. Czech Republic against Canada. Ooh, but that'll be in Los Angeles though. So that's not going to favour Canada quite so well. It's a bit bollocks. The Czechs. No, the Canadians will win. The Dutch against Morocco. That will be an interesting tie. For sure, I quite like the look of that one. The Dutch will edge it. Marlin is a goal machine. Unfortunately for Villa. Toronto Stadium is Colombia against Croatia. Colombia to beat Croatia, I reckon. Spain against Austria. Spain will beat Austria. Simple. Turkey against Bosnia. Turkey will beat Bosnia. Belgium against Korea. Belgium will win that game. Houston Stadium sees Brazil against Japan. Damn, that will be an interesting game. And that will be a very, very awkward game for Brazil if that comes to be. But Brazil will win it. Ecuador against Norway. Ooh. Spicy. I think Norway will win that. Mexico City Stadium. Mexico against the Ivory Coast. Mexico will beat the Ivory Coast in Mexico City. Oh my goodness, what an atmosphere that will be. England against Senegal. I've seen that one. We've seen this one, man. Play the same teams every time. England beat Senegal. Although that, England against Mexico in Mexico City is going to be horrible if that's the tie. Absolutely horrendous. Right, Miami Stadium. Christ. Hold on to your hats in Miami that night. Miami Stadium. Argentina, Uruguay. Damn. Damn. That is going to be interesting. Argentina will win the game, but not without a few big tackles going in. USA against Egypt. Ooh! USA will win the game, unfortunately. Switzerland against Iran in Vancouver, importantly, so we're going to have a bit of snow. No, it's not always like that, I'm sure. But Swiss that'll favour the Swiss. It's got a bit of a Winter Olympic theme about that. Portugal, Ghana. Again, seen that one. Last one, Portugal beat Ghana. Back to the top. Round of 16. It's getting serious now. And we start with Germany against France, Philadelphia. Damn. Germany have a good team, but France have an incredible team, and France will win. Canada against the Netherlands in Houston. The Dutch will end Canada's stream here. Colombia against Spain in Dallas. Spain will beat Colombia. Turkey against Belgium. The Belgians, fueled by a Tillerman's rocket, will beat Turkey. You heard it here first. New York, New Jersey Stadium, Brazil against Norway. Wow, that again will be interesting tie, but Brazil will have far too much for Norway in terms of the whole 11. Oh my good God. Oh my good goodness me. This, my friends, will be the moment where we know where our England team sets up, because we're going to go to a very, very fired up Mexico City to play one of the host countries in their own backyard. And Mexico are not a team that play without passion. They will be absolutely fired up. The place will be raucous. It's the last 16 of a home World Cup in Mexico. And my goodness me, are England going to have to work for that? We will work for it, and we will win that game, and it will not be pretty. At Atlanta Stadium, round of 16, Argentina versus America as the home boy Messi decides to play against America, which is going to be controversial on so many fronts because what's going on there? And America will huff and they'll puff and they'll play some good stuff, but Argentina will win 4-0, and that will be the end of that. Switzerland against Portugal. Switzerland have a manner of being to get through these tournaments in interesting ways, don't they? Portugal will have too much for the Swiss. The quarter-finals, everybody. Here we are. The French against the Dutch. The French will have far too much for the Dutch, I think, because the French are probably one of the favourites for the whole tournament. So we're going to go for the French there. Spain against Belgium. Again, I do think Spain are one of the favourites for the tournament. Belgium have always been a dark horse at tournaments for ages and ages and ages, but their time will not come now, unfortunately. Spain will win that. That will be an incredible game, by the way. We'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna have to do it. I don't have the confidence to say that England can beat Brazil in the current circumstances. I really don't. If we do, wow. But I really don't have it. Confidence. And oh my goodness me. Kansas City is a Giants walk again. Will Ronaldo and Messi be on the same pitch together for a World Cup quarter-final? You'd love to see it, wouldn't you? You'd absolutely love to see it. And you know what the best thing is if Argentina win this? Look at the state of this. We would have the two best teams in Europe versus the two best teams in South America for two semi-finals. That would be insane. Absolutely insane. That would you wouldn't get. You couldn't write that, honestly. That would be absolutely incredible. How do I even go about doing this? France against Spain. Jeez. I'm going to say the professionalism of Spain will win them this game. I'm just going to say it. And then down here, Brazil against Argentina. Christ. Jesus Christ. I can't even explain what Atlanta is going to be like that night. It is going to be absolute fireworks. What an atmosphere. What a game. Because I do believe they play some. It could just be an absolute kick up. It could just be a slide tackle that takes someone out every 2 minutes. No football play whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Brazil will nick it. Absolutely, they'll nick it. And that would leave quite a magnitude of the World Cup final between Spain and Brazil. And for some reason, ahead of time, when I have to think who do I think will win the World Cup this year, I've always thought Brazil. I just feel like Brazil will win the World Cup this year. I think being in the Americas, being warmer, and with the amount of players and quality that they have, the flair that they'll have, players like Vinicius, and go to the game like Richarlison, Pigeon, could just he could get 15 goals in this World Cup, couldn't he? Is he even going? Is he going to the World Cup? I don't know. I just feel like Brazil have too much quality for Spain. Well, Brazil will win the World Cup, people. Brazil will win the World Cup. England will go out in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, I'd love to see them go further. For God's sake, I hope we get that far because I'm not confident at all. Um, Time will tell. I will get a gist of how the team looks against Croatia on the. Well, we have to wait a bit of time because we're the very far group and it's a big tournament. So we'll get a lot of look at other teams first. But I'm looking forward to it. I really am. From a football perspective, we're going to try and put the political, cultural side of this tournament and the logistics of it being in America and the controversies that may cause. Just try and concentrate on the football, but I think Brazil will win the World Cup, and I hope that everyone is somewhat okay with that. They're probably not going to be. People across the world, I'd love to know where you think I've gone wrong, probably from the very beginning, or what your brackets look like. But yeah, Brazil have won the World Cup, and we've got to come to terms with that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll judge this as we come. I might do a video halfway through. I might do a new bracket. We might do a because the tournament is so complicated and there's so many ways teams can go through and go out. I might do a round of 32, like the real round of 32 onwards bracket. We'll see. We'll see if my thing's completely wrong because this is all hypothetical. It could look nothing like this in reality. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But Brazil have won the World Cup, and let me know down below in the comments what you think. And let's all enjoy it, people. Let's all enjoy it. It's all fun. It's only a game. That's what I keep telling myself. At least I've got a Europa League to look at. All right. See you later, everybody. Thank you for watching. Adios.